Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another vlog. Today is Sunday and I'm at Yashio Factory. I don't know if you can see the sign, but I'm here hanging out with Oka-chan again, and we're just kind of like going over my car, working out like the mysteries of it, and just we're finding out really cool stuff. Like the ECU's been EPROM'd, so it's got a custom tune on there. Looks like it doesn't have a factory turbo. It looks like it's got a high flow turbo. Just all this kind of cool stuff we're trying to work out, and we're also planning when to come back and like do some work on it. I'm going to do a full timing service on a new water pump, tensioners, belt, all that kind of jazz. And then we're just going to like start cleaning up a lot of stuff on the car and making it ready for when I need to do shucken, and then planning what other mods and stuff we want to do. Obviously I need to put a two-way in there. I need to start getting on the track and drifting and all that kind of stuff. But for now, I just want to show you some of the other cars that are here that I haven't shown you before. So these blue S15s weren't here last time. Actually, I need to ask him whose cars these are. They're probably his or a customer's that he's working on, but they just look incredibly immaculate. Like I haven't seen S15s in this good condition. This is a spec R. It looks amazing. Another one almost identical. It's got eyelids. They love their Advan wheels here. Like, oh, such sexy wheels. This one pretty much is a twin of that one. Just a few like key differences, obviously wheels and things like tow hooks and stuff. Obviously my car, my filthy 33. I'm not sure if I've shown you in the engine bay of this before. It's a bit dirty, so obviously we got to clean it up. The guy went a little bit crazy with heat shielding and stuff, which isn't a bad thing, but it's also not a good thing, just because it looks messy. So looking over at that, and Oka-chan's over there with a customer right now, and he's got quite a few nice cars in the workshop. Wife who's just sitting here chilling. Overall, like the more and more we go over the car, the more we're finding these little kind of things that just point out to us that the previous owners have really looked after this and spent a lot of money on it. I'm not sure if I've said in a previous video, but this particular R33 is a little bit of a rare GTST, and the reason for that is this here in the dash. I don't know if I can get close enough for you, but see how it has slip and ALSD? So the ALSD icon there stands for an active LSD, which means this has the same LSD system in it that the V-Spec R33 GTR had. It was a very rare kind of like factory option, and Nissan kind of only made like a very small batch of the GTSTs with it. So what it has is a hydraulic line and a motor that when it detects acceleration and deceleration, it pumps hydraulic fluid into the diff and tells it to lock up. So essentially it should work like a two-way, but I'm not sure what it's doing, because I need to still test it out really well. I kind of gave it a little bit of a spin around a corner before, and it seemed like it wouldn't want to lock up, but then it was like delayed, so it kind of locked up after one of the wheels was already spinning for a while, so it kind of took a while for it to detect that acceleration. So yeah, I need to play with that and work out if it's something I want to use or if I want to get rid of it and put a two-way in it. And I'm kind of leaning towards getting a mechanical two-way, because I feel like that's going to be a lot more reliable and less chance of, something messy and bad happening at the track. I think that's just a really good rule of thumb to go by, and I'm sure most of you guys will agree. Okay, so obviously it's the next day and I'm back home and I'm in like what I would call my studio. There's still boxes around, we still got heaps of unpacking to do and need to buy more furniture, but everything's doing well. The internet finally got switched on this morning. NT&T ran the fiber to our house and we got my 1.5 gig up and down connection. Yes, that is gigabits per second. And fiber here in Japan is incredible. I can't even believe how fast it is here compared to what it was in Australia. Anyways, so with what happened yesterday, I had to stop vlogging, and that was because I needed to film another promo video with Oka-chan, which is going to be awesome. That'll be coming out on the Taku Garage Facebook page, like in the next couple days, maybe even tonight or tomorrow, we'll see. And then, like, I just really wanted to spend some one-on-one time with him. Previously in the other videos when we filmed with him, he was actually really sick with like a stomach bug kind of thing, and he still wanted to honor, like he promised us and told us he was going to be there for filming, so he came into work anyways and filmed with us. So like I really felt like I just really wanted to spend some solid time with him. And like the older generation here in Japan, they act a little bit strange in front of the camera. When a camera comes out, they kind of stop what they're doing, they don't know what to do, and it's kind of a bit awkward. And I just really wanted to like spend some one-on-one good time with him, and like we just got to sit down and like have some really good chats and just talk about cars and the difference between like how people set their cars up differently in Australia compared to Japan, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so my agenda for today has pretty much been catch-up work. So I haven't had internet for the last week, and I haven't had many days off, so I've had to like catch up on getting orders processed, you know, accounting and paperwork and all that kind of stuff with running a business. And now that I've finished all of that, it means I can go and work on the 33.4. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to clean up the front a little bit. As you know, it has some pretty, if you haven't noticed, of course, but the headlights are really bad. They need to be like completely polished and brought back to be crystal clear. This is a super common thing with plastic headlights, even glass headlights sometimes, but less common with them. And essentially what it is it's oxidization and different like, you know, pollution and chemicals and stuff in the air that are getting trapped inside that first layer of plastic. The easiest way to do it is, you know, you get some water, sandpaper, you sand it all off, and then you know, do your grade. So you start at like say 800 grit and work your way all the way to like the highest you can, 2000. And then you do use a compound and you polish it out. Now, I don't have access to like all that crazy awesome stuff like, you know, a buffer and all that kind of thing. So I've got to do it by hand. And I also managed to just go buy like a polishing kit from the store. So I've managed to get some sandpaper and stuff. I'm going to wet sand it and then try and use that kit with the compound that comes in it to polish it out. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it comes up okay. So we're going to go and do that now, and I'm going to show you how it's done, as well as I may even do a service on the car while I'm there, which is just oil change and filter. But otherwise, guys, let's get started. Okay, so here's the first headlight I'm going to do. As you guys can probably see, it's quite dull. It's got a yellow kind of tinge to it, and like it just looks ugly. And this is a really massive pet hate of mine. I hate R34 or Skyline or any car when your headlights get this cloudy, and it just looks gross to me. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wet sand this. I've got my bucket here. I've got a hose. This is the kit that I was telling you about that comes with like the compound and the sealant. And then here's some sandpaper. I've got 800 grit times 3 and 1500 grit times 3. And then from 1500 I should be able to do okay with the compound that comes with it. And then this little thing here is your sealant, which kind of just seals it and tries to prevent it from happening again. So the first thing you want to do is you want to actually put masking tape around the headlight, and this is to protect your, essentially just stop any compound or sandpaper from when you're using it, from nicking your paint or causing any damage or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the time lapse, and you're going to see me go through and put some masking tape around the headlight, and then you're going to see me start to sand it down, use the compound, and then seal it, and we'll have a look at the difference. I used to walk these roads with you. So as you guys can see, I've just been sanding this with the 800 grit, and there is just like all this yellow kind of like sludgy stuff all coming off it, and you see it there in my hand, like all of that crap that's been absorbed into the plastic, and that's what's discoloring the lights, right? So I'll go over it now with a wet rag. Now guys, I have to stress, it is super important that you keep this moist, like, and all wet entire time you're sanding on it, because as you're sanding on it, you know, because of the friction and depending on how warm the day is, you know, it's naturally going to want to dry out. So the trick is to always just keep this as wet as possible, keep dipping your sandpaper in the water and keep going over it. Like you can already see, like it's kind of cloudy now because of the sandpaper I've used, but you can kind of see that yellow tinge is now out of the plastic headlight, and that's what you want. So now what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go over this a little bit more, because over here there's still a little bit of yellow tinge, with the 800 grit, and then after that 1500 grit, and then I'll bust out the compound. Where do I go? So this is the side that I haven't done yet. As you can see, still really cloudy and gross. And as we move over to this one just looks so much clearer and nicer. And I mean, it's still not at the level that I really would like it at. I really want to go over it with a buffer and a really good compound, but it's still really good for being able to do this by hand. So I'm going to now finish up this one. Geez, the difference here is just crazy. That one's just so yellow and cloudy compared to this one. It's so good. But yeah, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to get onto that one now, and once they're finished, I'll show you what they both look like.
Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here?
Okay, so here is the end result. I've polished both now and cleaned them both up, and from my perspective, I think they look really good. Hopefully on camera they really pop and look as good as they do in person. But obviously, as I said before, like I really want to go over these with a proper buffer, because you can just get it so much more like clearer with a buffer. But anyways, that is 10,000 times better than what they were. You can't see a yellow tinge to them anymore. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. As for, I was planning to try and maybe see if I could get a service done today on the car, change oil and filter and whatnot. But unfortunately the weather's not looking too good, and the forecast is rain. But otherwise, I am really happy with how they've turned out, and I think they look so much better than what they did before. So I think that's still a win in my books. And maybe hopefully later on in the week I can get that service done. I really want to change these wheels though. I want to put like some Workmeisters on here or something. Nice 18-inch big, like kind of nice amount of dish and all that. Really fill out the guards. Anyways, I added a new Yashio Factory sticker to it here. And I'm super keen, hopefully going to be on track on the 19th of next month with Okachan. So that'll be pretty sick. Otherwise, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the vlog here. I'm sorry if it turned out to be a short one and there wasn't heaps of content. But as always, thanks heaps for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all next time. Ja mata ne.